Good evening,
No,
gamers.
no, you cannot just steal my thing. Alright, good evening, gamers. I haven't talked about Destiny on the channel since the end of service announcement. And while I have a lot I could say about how fun the game was over the years and how I still miss Leviathan, I think there's something more important than just fond memories to reflect on. One thing I've always been passionate about is self expression through video games. It could be how you build craft, how you dress your character, what kind of content you run the most. Any way you interact with the game can be a form of self expression. Especially when you've put thousands of hours in already, your character in the game world kind of becomes a second existence in a way. So today I've invited my best friend to talk about her experience with the game, and why don't I just let her take it from here?
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie. We've been playing Destiny together since, oh gosh, yeah, it was since season one, right?
Season 1, yeah.
Oh god, we have played this game too much. I think I'm at like 10,000 hours now or something. It's so gross.
10,000 hours, that's not cringe at all.
Yeah, and you're a Destiny YouTuber.
You know, that's
So
that's fair.
I just wanted to talk about Destiny a bit today. We started working on a script together, and I just wanted to read that to y'all because Destiny really means a lot to a lot of people. And I just want to put it out there. It's nice to look back on the game and the community and how it got us through hard times and stuff. So, yeah, I'll just start reading that.
Yeah, go ahead.
With Destiny 2's last update out the door, the community is pretty broken up about it. A lot of people are reflecting on their time with Destiny over the years, and while there's plenty of space for people to reminisce and reflect, I think there's a big part of the game's history that will likely be left out of the conversation. And it's just that Destiny 2 is a great game for queer people, and that has made a tangible difference in my life, and I know I'm not the only one. There is so much queer influence to be found in this game. There are small things like body types just being labeled A or B, or there are big things like the huge number of colorful and quirky customization and shader options available to play with. Or there's the horrifyingly relatable lore of the exos and their consciousness rejecting a body they know they don't belong in but were forced to, or the queer characters who are front and center in extremely important positions like Anna Bray, Saint 14, or Marasov. Even if a specific feature or story beat wasn't expressly made with the intent of being queer coded, through their social media, Bungie, their charity drives, their internal committees, and so on, you can be sure that everything in Destiny was created in an environment that's safe for queer people. That has a lot of rippling effects throughout the game and community, but the most impactful part was something I've only just recently recognized and understood. And that's just that Destiny doesn't really care if you're gay, or trans, or queer, or whatever. When there's regular news about anti-trans legislation being propped up as distractions from the same people spending billions in taxes on bombing children in the Middle East, it's very easy to get scared into suppressing the most important parts of yourself. Luckily in Destiny, the universe was constructed with that very struggle baked in. You cannot fully separate art from the artist as if the journey an artist took to get there was inconsequential. That means you cannot separate art from the societal issues surrounding its creation. The artists of Bungie have chosen not to coddle or pacify or even particularly cater to queer people, and I think that was one of the best choices they could have made. Instead, Bungie connects with their kindred audience by realizing a post-woke universe where nobody's talking about the immortal gay Russian robot man's relationships with his gay nerd boyfriend. They're just talking about people. There's no point in the lore emphasizing Oryx being referred to by male pronouns. There's no performative BS like that. In the real world, we're fighting for basic rights and the ability to live comfortably without issue just like anybody else should be able to. In the Destiny universe, there's no fight to be had. I'm not a lore nerd, but presumably most social issues lost relevance during the golden age of technology and advancement. I'd imagine when the scale of humanity's influence increased so dramatically, identity politics became really inconsequential. Essentially, when we're regularly interacting with many actual aliens, who has the time to try and make a human justify their self expression? One thing I've noticed during gameplay and dialogue is the complete omission of attention towards gender, sexuality, race, or other surface level identity markers. With equal respect being given to all identities across the board, this is, from my perspective, the most important aspect of representation that Bungie just knocks out of the park. I obviously can't speak for every queer person, but I know a lot of people would agree when I say that I wouldn't enjoy a story about how it's okay to be gay, it's okay to be trans. I would much rather just see LGBT characters in general. Badass heroes or imposing villains, characters that are really good characters who then also happen to be queer. Sometimes that's actually a useful narrative device, but in Destiny's case, it has made more narrative sense in this post Golden Age setting to just accept all identities passively. To even further illustrate their profound understanding of the human experience beyond queerness, so many character stories have involved personal identity, but still have never needed to mention anything overtly queer. Crow, Zavala, Saint, Osiris, Micah, Rasputin, Cade. So many characters struggle with personal identity and figuring out who they are, what they stand for, and not letting trauma define them. I have really appreciated these stories. It's rare to see a live service game actually provide a thought provoking or meaningful story at all. Going beyond the writing and looking more at the player side of things, you see the same ideas there. You don't have to get the rainbow hollow chip, the pride shaders, the pride emblems, or play Warlock, but you can if you want to express yourself that way. You don't have to spend hundreds of hours in the fashion menu fantasizing about what kind of outfits you'd wear if you were an androgynous, gender fluid alien, but I did. And my favorite part of that is not only getting to dress as femme or mask or cowboy or alien as I want on any given day, but I can be a competent and kind leader teaching new players dungeons and raids, or I can pull up on LFGs, absolutely pump damage, and look queer as hell while doing all of that. Life has been really hard for me over the last decade, but having a space where I can show up, be myself, and experiment with self expression in a collaborative, team based environment has been a lifeline I didn't know I needed. And honestly, I don't know if I'd be as comfortable with myself if I didn't have my space Barbies to dress up and save the universe with. Destiny is my favorite safe space, and that's mostly because it doesn't even try to be. Queer acceptance and joy has always been woven deep into Destiny's roots, and I feel so lucky to have loved this game so thoroughly as I have over the years. Thank you to all the devs at Bungie. It meant everything to me.
I really appreciate you coming on to share your story today. I mean, I've heard it, but...
You cannot be telling them this is my story.
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
This is me.